What's up, everybody? It's your boy Gary again, and this week we're going to talk about one of my hobbies, which is raising arowanas. And if you don't know what an arowana is um, don't be surprised because it's one of those specialty fish hobbies that not a lot of people get into because of the expense of raising the fish and the level of experience that you need to have in order to be able to raise these fish right. Let's look at the pictures for these fish, and I pulled up the page for the Wikimedia Commons, and you'll see a variety of the fish here. You'll see over here where my cursor is right now. That's these two to the left are Asian arowanas. Those are illegal here in the United States because at one point they were an endangered species until people started farming them, and now they're not as endangered as they used to be, but it's still illegal to import here to the United States. What I do have is the legal one, which is the silver arowana. Okay, we'll see here to the right. So this is what I have. So now in this video, I will do an unboxing for the Marineland Magniflow 160, and used in conjunction with my choice of filter media, which is the ChemiPure. So I've had a lot of luck with ChemiPure before, and I continue to use it now. And I actually buy these big jars of it. And I have a sump refugium in my setup, and it just so happens that I can't integrate that big bag into my refugium. So I had to find a way to put flow through the filter media and into the aquarium. And this is the cheapest way I could find to do it, and it'll serve the purpose of doing that. So now I recorded some of this video, and for the first three segments of it, no audio was recorded, so I'm going to try to dub over it, and please just bear with me on that one. But the last part of the video, where it's installed and running, has audio in it. So I hope it turns out okay. So let's get to the video. So here we are in my living room, and I have the ChemiPure Grande, which is a 40-ounce bag of ChemiPure, which you would normally get for about 10 ounces, and the Marineland Magniflow 160. Now, I know the Marineland Magniflow 160 is only for 30-gallon tanks, and my tank's about an 80-gallon, but I'm only using this as a supplement to my regular filtration, which I have a sump refugium that I use for my regular filtration, and I'm just using this to scavenge a lot of the leftover stuff that's not taken out by my sump. So now I was just comparing the jar of ChemiPure to my hand as far as size is concerned, and here we are looking at the Magniflow 160 again, and I just wanted you guys to have a feel for the size of this filter. So in a little while we're going to open it up and get a look at what's inside the box. So here's the box. We're gonna open the tab here and flip open the top, and inside you first see the contents, and now that's a parts list. Basically, if you needed to order spare parts, it has part numbers on there. So next we're gonna pull out the accessories box here, and in this box we're gonna see the tubing, the inlet and outlet valves that go on top of the filtration, and the inlet and outlet tubes that would hang on to the sides of the tank. That one right there is the strainer for the intake tube. Let's put it back so I can use it later. So now we get to the meat and potatoes, the filter canister. So that the black piece on top there, that is the rubber O-ring that goes on the bottom of the lid or the top part of the canister filter. So there are 4 clips that hold the lid onto the bottom part of the canister. And honestly, the red part that's on top, I really don't know what's that for. And there's nothing in the instructions that tells you what it is. So I'm still um, trying to figure that out. But it, and as I'll show you guys later, it works. I just don't know what that is for. So there's the basket. And you'll get the filter floss on top, and in there are I think those are the bio elements, or the bio balls. And the bottom there, inside of the canister, still is the the coarse filter and the carbon, which I'm not going to use. I'm going to replace the carbon with the ChemiPure. See, that's right. That's the carbon. So the the one basket's going to be filled with just ChemiPure. The the bottom basket with the coarse filter, I'll be putting the filter floss on top of that. So when it goes through, it's only going to have the bio balls, and then the next one is going to be the ChemiPure. Now, the reason why I put that in the bottom, because the way this works is when the water comes from the aquarium into the canister, it goes to the bottom first, going up through the baskets. So I'm putting all the bio balls in that one basket. Now, the amount of bio balls that comes in the package is certainly not enough for a large tank. I mean, that's good enough. I think only for like a 10-gallon, 20-gallon tank. But I'm putting it in there anyways, so I'll have extra biological media. But my sump has a lot. I mean, aside from the fluidized sand bed, I have ceramic rings in my sump, so I'm good on the biological filtration. This is just icing on the cake. So here I'm going to go through the contents of the um, accessory box again. I'm going to assemble the tubing and the inlet and outlet pipe, and take out the fixture that goes on top of the filter. There's some O-rings in there, and those are for the fixture that goes inside or on top of the canister filter, and that's the one that determines which is in and which is out. Unfortunately, when I recorded the actual assembly of the filter, it did not save onto my device, so that part is missing, and I didn't know until I already had it all nice and running. So I apologize for that, but all I really did in that sequence was I rinsed out the baskets with the media inside. I rinsed out the ChemiPure, and um, just made sure that everything was nice and rinsed out. By the way, if you guys are interested in this filter, I'll be putting the Amazon link, in the description below. Okay, so I finally got it installed. Okay, so there's the intake pipe, and here is the outlet going back into the tank. Now, like I said, I already have a sump refugium, and I just didn't have a good enough way to put the ChemiPure grande in there and have constant flow. Um, so now in here, the issue I was having with it was the fact that it was very hard to prime. Um, what I had to do was I had to take this pipe and then take off the front part of it, or the bottom part of it, and stick it into the outlet of my sump to fill up the hose while the pump was running, or the filter was running, so that it would start the pump running. Okay, so as you can see here, I have it in there. Okay, there's no leaks. I mean, this is great. I mean, it's easy to install, right? It's easier to install, and I just needed a way to incorporate my ChemiPure in there. It's just, I don't know. It was very hard to prime. Um, I was lucky that I had this, powered outlet in here that was able to basically fill up that intake tube quickly. You know, going back down there, then up back into the side here. Okay, so uh, uh, I don't know. It's okay. I'm an experienced aquarist. I mean, I've done this hobby for so long that there's a few tricks that you can do as long as you have some ingenuity or whatever. But you know, the beginner aquarist will have a lot of issues with this because it's so hard to prime. So, but it does what I intended it to do. I just needed water to go to flow through the ChemiPure Grande, and now I have that going into my tank through there. Okay, my fish are happy, so that's what's important. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.